This video is brought to you by...
Hey, I'm Robert Kirkman, and you're watching Junkie Monkeys.
All right, Jeremy, give us a rundown.
So Rocket League is the sequel to Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Power Battle Cars. Came out in 2008 on the PlayStation 3. It's a surprising hit for a lot of people. I don't think folks realize that game had over 2 million downloads and people played a lot.
Nice.
Which in 2008 was quite a few.
Right.
So for the last 7 years, we've been listening to the community, what they want. The fact that they still play it, you could go online today with the original game, still find an online game. People are still playing it. So we've been listening to all their feedback and what they've been wanting to do, and now we think that we've taken everything they want and put it into a single game. And that's what Rocket League is. Rocket League is a physics-based soccer meets driving game. The goal is really simple. You just hit the ball into the opposite colored goal, and you try to win in 5 minutes. Where the depth comes in is that there are all sorts of things that your cars can do. You can do jumps, you can drive on the walls, on the ceilings, you have a rocket boost, you can double jump. If you're good enough, you can start to fly through the air. You can do bicycle kicks. You can destroy... Oh yeah! You can destroy other cars. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We have car customization that has more than 10 billion possible combinations. And we're big game fans ourselves, so not only do we have things like country flags and wheels, but we also have items from other games, including Sweet Tooth as a whole. If you go over to the car itself over here, use L1 and go over to one of the cars, all the way to the left, L1, and scroll all the way down.
Oh yeah.
You see that Sweet Tooth is actually a playable car in the game as well. And so you can customize any number of things, the paint color, the type of paint that you're using, what your accents are. You can even change the rocket boost. So whenever you guys are ready, go ahead and start a game and I can tell you about the gameplay.
Do it. Exhibition?
Yeah, exhibition. Pick any park you want. Our team sizes, you can play 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. You can also do unfair mode, which is 1v2, 1v3, 1v4. You can do split screen multiplayer of 2, 3, or 4 players. You can take those split screen, go online, play other split screen players for up to 8, or any combination thereof. We're also one of the only PlayStation games in history that allows you to cross-play with PC users.
Nice.
So you'll be able to cross-play with PC users when we launch next in 3 weeks on July 7th. Oh, let me do one thing. The last guy to play changed your controls, which actually gives me the option to show you. We're also one of the only console games that lets you completely customize your controls. You can change your FOV, your camera height, angle, camera distance. You can change any button to do whatever you want it to do. Our QA team hated us for it, but it works, so we're happy.
Better to have options than have none.
Exactly, and that's what the game's about. There are no stats related to the cars. There's nothing there's no advantage to picking one car over the other. It's all skill-based. It's about what you can do and how well you can do it against somebody else. The only differences between the cars are their hitboxes because of the geometry shapes. Basic controls are R2 is accelerate, L2 is reverse, X is jump, circle is your boost, and you can see your boost in the lower right hand corner. Those are your boost meters, and you get more boost by driving over the lighted circles. Now to do bicycle kicks, you jump and then you press the direction you want to go and press jump again, and that's how you'll do your flip or your turn. A bicycle kick, you press back. Takes a little bit of practice, but by the end of your first game, you'll have it all figured out. Final version of the game lets you play exhibition matches like this. You can play online. We have a season mode that lets you create a team, go through a season, get to the playoffs, win the championship. We have a free play mode. You can just drive around, do whatever you want. We have practice drills, and we have a platinum trophy with 36 trophies. So lots to do, and all the items that you see in the game now that you could choose from, they're unlocked specifically for this build, but in the final game, they unlock automatically as you complete games. So you'll always have something to find as you play.
Is Sweet Tooth available on Steam or is it just PlayStation?
Sweet Tooth is PlayStation 4 exclusive, and he has a very special unlock condition. So we're actually not saying how people are going to get him, but he's something you'll have to unlock in the game.
You said you can customize, like you make your own team for. Can you make your own logo for the team?
Can you what?
Make your own logo, like.
We don't have a logo editor at launch, but one of our approaches for the game is to have a very aggressive post-release plan.
Yeah.
So what we we're going to do is we're going to release the game and we're going to see what people want, and then we're going to start adding it based on community demand. This whole game is based on community demand, and we want to keep them happy, so we're going to do whatever that is that they ask us to do. So for example, we're going to have a mix of paid and free DLC. Paid DLC will be things like new cars, new customization items. Free DLC are things like anytime we add a new arena, you will never pay for it. They will always be free. We don't believe in splitting our audience. We want people to be able to play together always. So any new map that we ever release will always be free. And there are actually a couple features that aren't in this E3 build that we're waiting till after E3 to announce that we think people are going to be really excited about. But we're waiting until the show dies down before we release on July 7th to talk about it.
What happens when there's a tie? Does it just end as a tie, or?
Tie goes into overtime. Okay. What we try to do is grab all the fun things about soccer without any of the things that get in the way. So we have overtime. You have to score in the other goal, but there's no offsides. You can't flop. You know, there's none of the stuff that gets in the way. We tried to make what makes football. Or unless you're in the U.S. and soccer.
What about penalty kicks? Have you thought about introducing that somehow?
We've thought about it, but so far it's not in the game. We'll see how people react to it. We're trying to keep the game fast-paced, and when you introduce things like penalty kicks, then you introduce questions like, well, what causes a penalty? And if you've caused a penalty, how much is that going to slow down the game, and are you now taking away from the aggression of players by trying to introduce stuff like that? So we want to keep it fast and interesting and fun and simple, because we want people of all ages and all backgrounds to have fun. Yeah. Even if they're losing, we want you to have fun. Yeah, it's all in one breath.
What have been your best reactions so far to this? Because obviously you have fans that are fans of the original, and then you have new fans like us. What's been your best reactions?
The best reaction that I've seen so far is really as a collective, not as an individual. When we had our beta about a month and a half ago, we blew up. It was amazing. We had an enormous amount of people playing the beta at one time. We shot to the top 3 games on Twitch just for the beta. We had guys like Lyric and Giant Waffle going crazy for it. We had so many people playing the game at the same time, having fun. NeoGaf loved it. Reddit was really excited. The fact that everybody was enjoying the game at the same time, and they recognized that it was just a game to have fun with. There's nothing complex or overly. We're not overthinking it. To us as a team, that was very, very satisfying, and that for us was the pinnacle. And now the next pinnacle, we hope, is when we hit release and even more people are having fun and enjoying it. We've been waiting for it for a long time.
Well, obviously, you and your team have been going head-to-head in this for a while as you've been developing it.
Oh, yeah.
What's been the most intense battle for you and your team? Obviously, you guys have been getting into it just to see how fun it is.
Honestly, they get more intense as we get closer to release, because as we're playing it, we're trying, especially these last few weeks, as we're trying to finish the game and we're just polishing the smallest of bits, people are now more competitive than ever, because now we have this whole history of people against each other in the studio. So I would say every match is actually more intense than the last one, because now we're getting to the point where you're getting bragging rights, or in my case, 0 bragging rights, because they beat my ass all the time. But the fact that we're still so much into the game, and that we're still trying to beat each other so aggressively, and we've been working on it for so long, I think is a really good sign of that we have something that's actually fun. I've been working in games a long time. That's very rarely the case. Do you ever work on a game for a really long time and still feel as excited about it right before it comes out as you did when you first started making it? So to me, that's one of the big telling signs about Rocket League.
Okay. What are some of the biggest differences between this and the prequel?
So the original game was very similar. We took the whole philosophy, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? But you can do a lot more in this game than you could before. We have more realistic physics. We have a better emphasis on team play this time. We have the cross-play with PC. We now have the car customization, whereas before you could only change your skins. We have more stadiums when you start. Some of the other stadiums were added after the fact. We have a more polished game overall. The season mode is brand new. The practice mode is brand new. The drills are brand new. The Platinum Trophy is brand new. We have all sorts of things in there, and this is just the beginning for us. We're going to continue to add stuff. We're working on the DLC now for our first one, and we're hoping to get that out as close to release as possible because we want to give people what they want as soon as we can. And that's our goal, is just to keep giving them more until eventually everything about the game is a complete departure in terms of the amount of content from the first game. But we never want to forget about the memory of that other game either, because without that one, we wouldn't have this one. So gameplay very similar, everything else, lots of new stuff.
Okay. So for our last question, Jeremy, Rocket League is coming out on PS4 very soon.
Yes.
A lot of anticipated fans. They're watching right now.
Yeah.
What do you have to tell them? What should they be excited for Rocket League?
Over here?
Yes, sir, right here.
You should be excited for Rocket League because it's a fun game, and that's it. That's the whole point of playing games, is that they're fun. We don't overthink it. We'll put you in a stadium with other players and we say, go have fun, win or lose. We have a ton of things for you to do, to find, to unlock, to customize with. Whether you're a single player or multiplayer, want to play on your own couch or play online, we have something for everyone, and we're going to continue to do that as we release, not only on day one, but all the months and weeks afterwards.
All right.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.